Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is David Barul Khair. I'm from class 6B. In this part of the video, I would like to explanation or review about my mini research. So in this chapter, discussion background that consists of problem, the reason of the research, the research question, objective of research, significant the research, limitation of the problem, definition of key terms, and organization of the paper. The first is background of the paper. English in Indonesian as a foreign language can be taught in junior high school and senior high school, with the purpose of giving opportunities to the student to access science and technology, and also to strengthen international relationship. Indonesian students should comprehend English subject in 4 skills. Each skill consists of many kinds of concepts, including writing skill. Writing activity is the lead skill mastered by student after listening, speaking, and reading skills. Considering the importance of the writing skill in the curriculum and the fact that the student have a problem, the researcher want to write by the title Teaching Writing Procedure Text through Cooking Academy game by using scientific approach in one of private senior high school in Bandung. And the second is research question. The first is how is the scenario and the implementation of teaching writing procedure text through Cooking Academy game by using scientific approach in one of private senior high school in Bandung. The second question is what is the teacher and student response to our teaching writing procedure text through Cooking Academy game by using scientific approach in one of private senior high school in Bandung. And the third question is what the student difficult in learning teaching writing procedure text through Cooking Academy game by using scientific approach in one of private senior high school in Bandung. And the third is objective of the research. The objective include the goal of objective of study. The first is to know the scenario and the implementation. And the second is to know the teacher and student response. And the third, to know the student difficult in teaching writing procedure text. And the next is scientific of the research. Scientific of the research is for teacher. They may become a comparative study for other teacher in teaching writing. They can use the research for instruction materials. They find an interesting, useful, and effective method in teaching writing. For students, improving the writing ability skill, enjoying the classroom, it can increase their learning motivation for the next process as a reference for the learning process, especially in writing skill. Other research can also know the effectiveness of using media games in improving student writing skill. Limitation of the problem. The research focus on the writing procedure text individual taught through Cooking Academy game using scientific approach. The population of this research is the 11th grade student of Telkom Senior High School of 34 students. Definition key terms. There The teaching method is the method that teacher could choose to enhance the learning process of the student in achieving the goal of learning. The second is writing. Writing is the late skill mastered by student after listening, speaking, and reading skills. And the third is procedure text. And the fourth is scientific approach. And the fifth is cooking academy. Cooking academy games is a portable computer game which places the player in the kitchen of a prestigious culinary school. And then organization of the paper. The paper of this research is organized into 5 chapters as follows. Chapter 1 is a introduce. This chapter contains the background of the research question, objective of the research, scientific of the research, limitation of the problem, and organize of the paper. Chapter 2 is theoretical foundation. It explains the theoretical framework that is relevant to the present research. And chapter 3 is the research methodology. It consists research method, research design, subject of the research, namely the population of the research and sample of the research, the data collection technique, and the data analysis technique. Next, chapter 2, literature review. This chapter describes definition of vocabulary, the teaching vocabulary, technique of using scrambled words game in teaching vocabulary, the strength and weakness of scrambled word game, the theoretical framework. In everyday use, people always need the theory to ease their life. Theory is fundamental to the something, and the writer also needs a theory to solve the problems. The next is the definition of vocabulary. The vocabulary is the meaning and pronunciation of words that use communication. It is simply the number of words that we understand or can. Vocabulary is a central of language and of critical importance of typical language. Without sufficient vocabulary, people cannot communicate effectively or express his ideas in the both oral and written form. Teaching vocabulary development is an important aspect of language development, and the research that has been conducted in recent years is very exciting. Technique of using scrambled words game. Techniques vocabulary deals with knowing meaning from the words, the appropriate strategy, media, technique, etc. The teacher should adjust the based on the level of students. According to Cameron, teaching vocabulary focus on helping students to build up knowledge of words. Also, it will be able to the student to use language efficiently and successful. It means that teaching. The benefits of scrambled words. Scrambled words game provide the students with much needed practice in formulation question, an essential skill that does not always receive sufficient attention. Chapter 3, Research Methodology. Research method. The research method is basically a scientific method to obtain data and objective. There are 4 keywords that need to be considered with research methods, namely scientific, scientific method, data purpose, and usability. The scientific way means that research activities are based on scientific characteristics, namely rational, empirical, and systematic. Research designs. The study uses a one-group race pretest, post-test research designs. That in this design there is a pretest before being given treatment and post-test. Thus, the result of the treatment can be known more accurately because it can compare with the condition before and after being given treatment. Population and sample. Population is the whole amount consisting of object or subject that have certain characteristics and qualities determined by research to be examined and then conclusion can be drawn. Location of the research. This research will be due at Telkom High School, Radio Palasari Road, Bandung. Instrument. Research instrument are tools used to collect data in a study. The instrument is a tool used to measure natural and social phenomena observed. Specifically, all of these phenomena are called research variables. Data collection technique and analysis. Data collection techniques are the most important step in research because the purpose of research is to get data. Data analysis is defined as an effort to the data that is already available, then processed with statistics and can be used to answer the problem formulation in research. Literature study. Literature study is conducted to collect theoretical data through material related to research topic, such as books, notes, and other important documents. And then test. In this research, the research use tests in order to obtain data which can be analyzed. And then questionnaire to find out student response to the media that have been given. The final step in the collection of research data is a questionnaire. Okay, I think enough. That is my review about my mini research. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.